Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today I share how I make my Ofada stew or Ofada sauce recipe. This is hands down one of my favorite stew recipes, and today I share how I make it, so keep watching if you want to see this. In this pot I have some goat meat, bomo and shaki. I'm going to go ahead now and season with some bouillon cubes, garlic and ginger. I know the traditional Ofada sauce does not require garlic and ginger, but then I love the flavor it adds to the meat. Next I'm going to add some curry powder and some onions, stir everything around and then cover so it can steam for about 10 minutes. For the peppers, I have a combination of paprika pepper, some onions. I love lots of onions in my Ofada sauce. I have some green bell pepper, some red bell peppers, and some chili peppers, both the green and the red chili peppers. But what I did was I took out the seed from the red chili peppers because I don't want to go mad. I also have some habanero pepper. So next I took out the seed from the peppers. Now I'm going to roast it in the oven for 40 minutes. At this point, I check on the meat, and as you can see, it rendered a lot of juice. Me self, I was surprised. That shaki was the culprit. So I'm going to give that a quick mix, then I'll add enough water to cook the meat until it is soft. For the rest of the ingredients, you need some locust beans, very important. You need some crayfish, just a little bit, and some red palm oil. And today I'm using this one from Medpark Farms. You guys, I have bought a lot of palm oil in this my abroad life, but this one was one of the best palm oils I've ever used. It is 100% natural and it does not leave an aftertaste. It just felt like I was eating yam and palm oil off my grandma's pot. You can find it online on Amazon and Walmart. If you live in California, Nevada, Oregon, you will find it in almost every Asian and African store. So whenever you see this palm oil, just grab it. It is very good. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one and then bleach it in my pot. When you're bleaching your palm oil, you want to use a pot that you don't really care for, because that thing can mess up your fine pot at times. And then when you pour the palm oil, cover the lid tightly and do not open it until the oil is completely bleached. So I bleached mine for 6 to 7 minutes. 40 minutes later, I check on the pepper and it is ready. I did it in batches, so I'm going to go ahead and blend it now in a food processor. You can also do this in a blender using the pulse button. You want the texture to be rough, not smooth. If you decide not to roast the peppers, just take out the seed from it and then blend it roughly straight up. But then I love the smoky flavor roasting the peppers add to the stew. So now that is done, I'm going to transfer it into my nut milk bag. You can also do this with a sieve so that the excess water in it can drain out. So at this point the meat is cooked. I'm going to take it off the heat now. Also, I checked on the palm oil off camera and it was bleached. So now I'm going to fry this meat with the palm oil. Apart from the pomo, I fried every other meat apart from the pomo. You can also do this in the oven, not completely dry, but just to give it a bit of texture. Next, I'll fry some chopped onions for about 3 minutes. Add the locust beans and some seasoning cubes and then fry for another 2 minutes. And by this time, your neighbors should know that something is happening in your kitchen because it smells amazing in here. This is the pepper. I also use my hands to squeeze out as much water as possible. This is all the liquid we got from this. This is a no-no. We don't want it in our Ofada, otherwise we'll fry it till forever. So I'm going to add the pepper into the pot now, give everything a good mix, and then cover halfway through so it can simmer on medium-low heat for the first 10 minutes. So 10 minutes later, I come back to check. As you can see, some oil has started floating to the top, but we are not there yet. So I'm going to cover so it can fry for another 10 minutes. And at this point, you can see almost all the oil floating to the top. So now I'm going to add the meat. I'll add the more and the fried meat. I also loosen up with a little bit of the meat stock and then give everything a good mix and let it simmer for another 5 minutes. You can also cut the proteins into bite sizes if you prefer, but I'm not going to do that. So that when I give you rice and put one big meat on top, you will see that I gave you meat and not accuse me of not giving you meat at all, okay? Next, I'm going to add some boiled eggs. There is no Ofada sauce without eggs. I don't even know who started this tradition, but yes, we have to add eggs to Ofada. Give that a quick mix, and then finally I like to add some ground crayfish so that I can still taste it in the soup. So I like to add it lastly, just about 2 tablespoons, a little bit. You just need a hint of that. Add that in, give it a good mix, and then let it simmer for 1 or 2 minutes, and our Ofada stew is ready. Serve and enjoy with Ofada rice, but I'm not a big fan of Ofada rice, so I'm using my long grain parboiled rice. You guys, I hope you try out this recipe. Send me pictures on Instagram at The Joyful Cook. If you do, don't forget to tag me on your Insta stories as well so I can repost. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next one.